Hello students. So basically this is a series of anthropology. We have seen the very easiest, we can say, and the very important concept in anthropology, and that is the concept of culture. I have explained to you some of the important concepts which were there in the topic of culture, and as I have already told you that anthropology, we all know, it is one of the optional subjects. It is one of the easiest and the nicest and the sweetest subjects to prepare. You can study it for 3 to 4 months and you can get a very nice score like 320 plus or 330 plus in this subject. And if you cover all the static syllabus properly and all the current events which are with reference to the static syllabus that has been given in the syllabus, it will surely help you to grab a good rank in your UPSC. Now let me tell you a few things again. This course is mainly for those who are preparing for 2021 attempt, that is those who are going to write UPSC in 2021. Okay, also let me tell you that since it is, in optional subject, be it any optional, you have to prepare 250 marks papers each. Paper 1 will comprise 250 marks and paper 2 will comprise 250 marks. So it is quite a bulky stuff to cover, we all know that. So I am not at all saying that these courses, although they are very important and they will definitely give you the good test of the syllabus, but they are certainly not enough. In the end of this course, in the end of when I'll end up covering all the topics from social anthropology, I will be uploading a new video, and there I will be mentioning all the sources, all the reference books, all the notes that you have to refer, and so that that will actually help you to further enhance your knowledge. Now the reason I have purposely kept that topic, the sources, in the end is, right now I don't want you all to jump to that level. This is a level 1, this is a very primary level, this is a warm-up type game, and my humble request to all of you is, kindly don't start reading bulky books, kindly don't start reading any big coaching classes notes, because that will be a big bouncer for all of you, and you will end up being frustrated. You will end up developing the dislike for this subject. You will end up developing aversion for this subject, which is not the case. Subject is very sweet, and if you do it properly, it will definitely give you good response, and you will be able to get good marks. Now, this was the first thing which I wanted to tell you. The second thing is, I again tell you, my humble request to all of you, kindly carry the syllabus document with you. As we all know, it is not just in the case of optional subject or anthropology, but also in the case of general studies. This is true for Indian economy, polity, science, and all the subjects, that the syllabus, you should know syllabus verbatim. You must know syllabus verbatim. The syllabus is the upper limit up to which you should study, and the lower limit beyond which you should not go is the syllabus. The syllabus is the gamut that you should cover. The complete gamut of syllabus you have to cover. That is first thing. So it will help you to keep a tab on the videos, the topic which are covered in these videos. So first thing, keep a syllabus document ready with you. Number 2, kindly visit the official website of UPSC, which is upsc.gov.in, and download all the previous year question papers of anthropology. So that, and let's say now we have covered culture. So after watching all the videos of culture, kindly just visit the previous year question papers and see how many questions you can grab from there. Let's say there are 4 questions in, let's say, 2018. There are 4 questions based on culture. Now in the last lesson, we have seen the difference between ethnocentrism and cultural relativism. Assuming this question arises in the paper of 2018. So are you able to recollect few points? Can you at least write a paragraph? Or are you able to contemplate some kind of rough answer in your mind? In this stage, even if you can do this much, I think this is more than enough. This would suffice. I am not expecting you to write 2-page sheet big answers, because this is a very primary stage. Okay, so right now, even if you can sort of develop a rough diagram in your mind about the answer, I think that is more than enough. You are on the right track. Okay, so this is the second step. And the third step is, kindly just watch this video 2-3 times. The strategy which I have been following in this video is type less and explain more. On your screen right now, you might be watching a pamphlet. This is a coaching class that we are running. The address, the contact number, everything is mentioned. The exams for which we provide coaching is also mentioned. So if you want a full-fledged coaching for any of these exams, you can you can call me on the contact numbers which are mentioned there. There is a course available for MPSC, which is Maharashtra Public Service Commission exam, also for UPSC, and also for anthropology separately. Okay, so that's the thing. So yeah, let us begin. I told you just a quick revision. Anthropology is the study of mankind. Anthropos means mankind. Logos means to study. So anthropology is the study of mankind basically. Then the definition of anthropology is the simplest and the sweetest, easiest definition of anthropology is anthropology is the study of mankind across space and time. Anthropology is the study of mankind across space and time. When I say space, the study is not restricted to any one corner of the world. We will study the human being from Asian continent, from Antarctic, from Australia, like let's say from Russia or from South America, from North America, all corners of the world. That is number one. Number two is also across time, means not only, the institutions or the behavioral pattern of the human beings belonging to 2020, only that is not the scope of the syllabus, but we will also study the institution and the behavioral patterns of the human beings which existed thousands or hundreds of years before. So that is the meaning of studying across space and time. That was the definition of anthropology. I told you in the last two lectures, the fundamental concept which is there in the social anthropology is the concept of culture. Unless you understand culture, you cannot understand the further concepts. When I say culture, the regular meaning of culture and the anthropological meaning of culture is slightly different. I've told you that regularly, let's say a particular person is having a good grip on the language and he's using all the nicest words and his body language is proper. He's being humble with everyone. His overall demeanor is nice. Then he is or she is labeled as a well-cultured human being. On the contrary, if somebody is being arrogant, somebody's body language is not proper, he or she is labeled as uncultured human being. But in regular life, there is something called as cultured and uncultured. On the contrary, when it comes to anthropology, there is nothing called as cultured and uncultured. There is culture. There will always be a culture. It might be simple, it might be complex, it might be comprehensible, it might be uncomprehensible. Some of the cultural symbols, some of the cultural attributes we might be able to understand. Some of the cultural symbols, some of the cultural attributes we might not be able to understand. Some cultural behavioral patterns we might be able to figure out the reason, the underlying philosophy which is there in the minds of the people, those who reside in that culture. On the contrary, some of the cultural attributes and some of the behavioral patterns we might not be able to figure out the behavioral patterns or the psychology which allowed them to develop those cultural patterns. So culture might be simple, culture might be complex, culture might be familiar, culture might be alien, but there will always be culture as long as anthropology is concerned. As a student of anthropology, please keep in mind that there will always be culture. Okay, now first and the foremost concept of culture is over. Now the topic of the day is, the topic of the video we can say is economic organization. Economic organization. It is there in paper 1 of your syllabus and it is the third topic, economic organization. I will read the syllabus document verbatim first. Meaning, scope and relevance of economic anthropology. Formalist and substantivist debate. Principles governing the production, distribution and exchange in communities subsisting on hunting and gathering, fishing, swiddening, pastoralism, horticulture and agriculture. Globalization and indigenous economic systems. So this was the syllabus verbatim basically. I hope you have syllabus document with you, so you can spot these words in your syllabus sheet. Okay. So moving on, let us look at the syllabus. Let us look at the chapter one by one. Let us look at the topics one by one. The first topic in this chapter of economic organization is meaning, scope and relevance of economic anthropology. Now we know what is anthropology by now. We have some kind of understanding. If somebody comes to you and asks you, tell us what is anthropology, the sweetest definition, the shortest definition which I told you a few minutes back, you can always tell him or her. But if somebody comes to you and asks you what is economic anthropology, what will be your answer? See, economic anthropology is the study of the institutions, or is the study of the economic institutions which human beings have developed or have been developing over a period of time. Okay, if anthropology is the study of space, is the study of human being across space and time, if anthropology is the study of human beings across space and time, economic anthropology is the study of economic institutions developed by human being across space and time. I repeat, if anthropology is the study of human being across space and time, economic anthropology is the study of economic institutions developed by human being across space and time. But now the question that arises in your mind is, what is the difference between economics and economic anthropology? Are these two terms similar? Are these two terms same? Are they two sides of the same coin, or are they totally different? So let us look at it. See, economics is more about exchange, contracts, property, rights, etc. Whereas economic anthropology is more about considering the fact that these factors, up to a major extent, are influenced or are affected, you can say, by the culture in a given society. This idea forms the very basis of the economic anthropology. Okay. Now see, this is the reason I told you that the concept of culture is fundamental. Unless you understand culture, you cannot understand any other concept which is there in the syllabus. Okay. When you talk about economics, you can talk about the rate of dollar or the rate of rupees, the rate of rupees versus rate of dollar, rate of pound sterling versus the rate of rupees, or rate of any other currency versus the rate of rupees. You can talk about foreign direct investment, you can talk about foreign institutional investment, you can talk about GDP, you can talk about GNP, you can talk about RBI, various regulations, various measures taken by RBI, so on and so forth. There are tons of terms that you can study when it comes to economics. Or these are all like when you talk about the economics of countries, or when you talk about let's say organized economics, you can talk about all these things. Now when you talk about the economics of a particular village, let's say economics of a particular small village, you can talk about what all crops are grown there, what all harvest is taken out there, and what all crops are being sold by that villagers to the nearby village, how much money they are being able to earn. Any other business, like let's say horticulture or pisciculture, any other business, those villagers, they are being able to produce money from. So how do those villagers, how do people belonging to that particular village, how do people residing in that particular village make money, is the concern of economics. Okay, money, in a nutshell, in a very layman's terms, in a very day-to-day term, you can say money, the entire concept of economics revolves around the concept of money. How do we make money? How do we regulate money? That is the prima facie concern of economics. But when it comes to economic anthropology, the only difference between economics and economic anthropology is, in economic anthropology, we have this understanding that the way through which money is made by people residing in different corners of the world is affected by the culture that is obeyed by people residing in that particular corner of the world. I repeat, in economic anthropology, we have this adherent understanding that the way by which people make money or people regulate things in various corners of the world is affected by the culture that is existing in that particular corner of the world. The geographical factors, the physiological factors, the psychological factors, the historical factors, and the other factors which eventually help in the formation of culture will have a profound effect on the economics of that particular village, or of that particular country, or of that particular continent. This is the only difference between economics and economic anthropology, or you can say this is the main difference between economics and economics anthropology. I hope you have understood. Okay, the difference between economics and economic anthropology is, economics is the study of the way, let's say the way through which money is made, or the way through which economic transactions are made. But economic anthropology is the study which also understands that whichever way the money is made, whichever way the economic transactions are made, that particular way is affected by the culture of the people who are residing in that particular corner of the world. Okay, so this is the reason I told you that the concept of culture is very much important. Whatever food practices those people have, whatever whatever religious practices those people have, whatever kind of psychology, the complete psyche of the society living in that particular corner of the people they have, that will have a significant effect on the economic organization of the people living in that particular corner of the society. This is the main difference between economics and economic anthropology. Now let us move on. Okay, so we have seen the difference between economics and economics anthropology. Both, by the way, are complementary to each other. You cannot, you should not study them separately. Economics will have if you want to study the economic anthropology, you have to take the help of economics. And economic anthropology, on the other side, will also help you to study the economics of a particular place. So they are not the sciences which are going against each other, but they are for each other. Economic anthropology will help you to understand the economics better, and economics will help you to understand the economic anthropology better. Now there is a nice word that economic anthropology is an embedded approach, or it is an all comprehensive approach. When I say embedded approach, it will, the reason some of the dimensions which I just now mentioned, that it is a comprehensive approach, it is a cumulative approach. It will also take into account the psychology of a particular person who is involved in that transaction, the geographical condition he belongs to, the history of the place that he resides into, etc., etc. So this is the reason economic anthropology is a embedded approach. Now let us look at some of the anthropologists who took forward this discipline of anthropology to economics, and who actually allowed the nice you can say amalgamation of economics with anthropology, or anthropology with economics. Malnesky, Marshall, LP Vidyarthi, Manning Nash. These are some of the anthropologists we will be studying in this particular chapter. Now see, what is the task of economic anthropology? We have seen the introductory points about this discipline, or you can say sub-discipline of economic anthropology. Now we will see what is the task. What do we try to achieve through economic anthropology? Economic anthropology describes the variety of economic arrangements described by the humankind across space and time. Manning Nash said that economic anthropology explains many real and significant puzzling economic and cultural facts. For example, let's say you visit a particular group of people who are residing in the tropical rainforests of, let's say, Amazon basin, and you see that there is no currency at all. They are not using coins, they are not using notes, they are not using checks and credit cards and digital money is out of the question, out of the scenario here. But they are not even using notes and coins, but they are simply, let's say, if they want 1 kg of rice, if person X in that particular area wants 1 kg of rice from person Y, so person Y is giving 1 kg of rice to person X, and in return person Y is getting 1 kg of wheat. Or let's say if person A wants a particular plant which is a kind of Ayurvedic plant which can cure certain ailments, so if person A wants that particular plant or that particular sapling or that particular fruit from person B, then person B will give that particular fruit or that particular sapling to person A, and in return to that, person A will give a pair of hens to person B. Now the question that should arise in your mind is, why this particular thing is there, why there is the absence of coins, why there is the absence of notes. And okay, that is fine, you feel that there is barter system is not totally new for us. Now you will say that in earlier time there used to be barter system in the world, but why, my argument is, in return to 1 kg of rice, why only 1 kg of wheat, and why not 2 kg of wheat, or why not half of the kg of wheat? In return to that particular sampling which has some curing effect, which has some Ayurvedic effect, why only a pair of hens, and why not just 1 hen, and why not 4 hens? Who decides all these transactions? Who decides all these measurements? That is the primary concern, or that is the area of focus of economic anthropology. Okay, that it is understandable that there is a barter system going on in that corner of the world, but in barter system also there is some kind of rules and regulation, there is some kind of procedure which is there to govern the exchange of goods and services in that system. So who is there to govern all this, and on what grounds is everything is being governed? Okay, so that is the first task that we accomplish via economic anthropology. Now the second thing is, it is the holistic approach. Economic anthropology is the fusion of anthropological variables of culture and economics. I repeat, economic anthropology is the fusion of anthropological variables of culture and economics. For example, let's say you want to buy 1 kg of rice, and let's say you, for example, you buy it for 10 kg. Now the economics stops here. The scope of economics ends here. That I want 10 kg of rice, I want 1 kg of rice, and for the time being, let us understand, or I get it for 50 rupees. Let's say I give 50 rupees to shopkeeper, and in return to that, he is giving me 1 kg of rice. Okay, so 1 kg of rice for 50 rupees. This is the end of economics. Economics does not want to go beyond this. But if economic anthropology will tell us that why rupees 50 for 1 kg of rice, and why not rupees 25 for 1 kg of rice? Why rupees 50 only for 1 kg of rice, and why not rupees 50 for 2 kgs of rice? Or why I would go there to buy rice? Why not wheat? Why not maize? Why not millets? Why not pulses? Why not any other food crop? Why only rice? And why I am not like some other corners of the world where barter system is followed? Why I am not giving, let's say, a pair of fruits, or a pair of hens, or a pair of Ayurvedic sapling in return for 1 kg of rice? In corner X of the world, there is barter system going on, but in this corner of the world, I am giving 50 rupees for 1 kg of rice. So why this? I mean, why there is a profound notes and currency in circulation here, and why not somewhere else? All these things. This is the reason I mentioned the word holistic. Holistic means comprehensive. It considers all the attributes. Okay. So economic anthropology is the holistic approach of studying economics. Cool. So far so good. So now, till now, we have seen the difference between economics and economic anthropology, and we have also seen the meaning, scope, and relevance of economic anthropology. Now the further topic in the syllabus is formalist versus substantivist debate. Now, what is the meaning of formalism? Is it some kind of sub branch of anthropology, or is it some kind of, let's say, philosophical thing? What is it? What is formalism and what is substantivism? That is the next topic in the syllabus, and that we will see in the next lecture. Okay, so I am uploading this video. Kindly tell me whether you have any doubts. You can always mention them in the comment section. I will try my best to answer your doubts, answer your queries. I will be more than happy to do that. The pamphlet that is mentioned on your screen, you can always contact me if you want full-fledged coaching for UPSC, and also for anthropology. If you just want it for anthropology, that is also available. My request to you is, my sincere wish, kindly avail maximum benefits out of this course, and I will try my best to cover all the topics which are there in the syllabus as early as possible and as comprehensively as possible. Okay, thank you, wish you good luck.